You know, obviously in real life, it depends in your car. Most of the time it's driver's side, but not always. It also depends on where you're at, what model car, like where it was manufactured, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. And there's reasons it's not on the same side because it's usually taking into consideration like a lot of things. I don't know why, other than, you know, place you drive on the left side versus the right side of the road, that kind of thing, but still. Thank you, Boney Opiate. That's probably enough. Oh, do I have anything that's qualified as a shovel on me? Oh, I got a bunch of garbage on me. Ooh, I got poison berries on me. Excellent. Just what we always wanted. Poison. Let's clear all this rotten and poison stuff out of ourselves before we get ourselves in any kind of trouble. And for those who don't know, when you're doing herbalism, there's a book called The Herbalist. You do not want to eat any mushrooms or berries that you find until you've read that book, because as you can see, some of them are poison. And eating poison kind of kills you. I'm even going to throw stuff that's not fresh in here. I don't care. Oh yeah, we actually haven't done much base work in quite a long while. Quite a long while. Like we did a lot early on, and then just we've been satisfied with, like, we've been busy pushing zombies. But like this is what, like, this whole base for the most part, other than like the initial thing of getting ourselves a safe place with water, like we focused on that for a while. But after that, it was like, when's the weather suck? All right, well, I'll work on my base a little. These should all be seed bearing probably tomorrow or day after. And I'm planting way too many potatoes specifically. The reason I'm planting so many potatoes is it ultimately boils down to they have the longest shelf life. So I can put them in the freezer and they will still be good like 4 months later. Itsuki says, question, stove really not necessary when building a base? I do actually have a stove, but no, it's not necessary. You can use a stove, you can use a grill, you can use a fire pit. Anything that you can make fire can cook food. There's one zombie back around the buildings. Okay. Wouldn't happen to know which buildings they were by, would you? Like, is it a ways back, or is it like right around the corner from here? Like, either way, I'll kill it. I'm just knowing, just basically asking, should I go out and deal with it right this second, or is it like, it's way back there? Logo says, you also have a grind electrical 3 to install a stove, which is very annoying. Or you can get an antique stove if you don't want an electric stove. Either or is an option. Ditch the meat cleaver. That's not where the meat cleaver goes. Oh yeah, I don't like, that's not usually a problem with me with between the books and the the other stuff, like usually that goes fine. But no, it's a fair complaint. You have to actually light it on fire, that kind of thing. Car driveway north side of the road in Ekron. Gotcha. Alright, that just means what I'll do is the next time we're out, I will deal with the zombie on the way out. Or whenever I see the zombie. Like, the one thing I would like is for adding fuel here is if I could choose right click, add fuel, and not have to go through like all 100 whatever stacks and take forever. Okay, it's Yuki. Anytime. And best of luck in your playthrough. If you do have any questions, by all means ask. I like people asking me questions, even if it's questions I've already been asked, which usually they are, but even if it's questions they already have asked, doesn't bother me at all. Like that is totally fine. If there's ever a question I don't want to answer, I will just say I don't want to answer it. Alright, so you can get rid of the advanced foraging book. We've read it. But usually, like, if it's a question about game, like, the only time I'm not going to answer it's like, do you know how to do this cheat? Even if I knew the answer to yes, I'd be like, nah. I do not talk cheats and exploits. Alright, well, while this is going, I'm going to lower my desk again. I mean, you just have to ask. They have to answer. No, it's not actually a thing, but yeah. The old me, it's like, are you a cop? You have to tell me. You're not allowed to tell me you're like, you have to tell me if you're a cop if you're a cop. That's the law. It's not the law. Plead the fifth, especially in civil cases where that actually doesn't help you. I always love hearing those ones where it's like, oh, you can plead the fifth, it's like, but it's a civil case. Like if I'm suing you for cash kind of thing, and you plead the fifth, it doesn't help you. You says, I'm guilty of enjoying this game so much, please don't throw me in jail. Wait, oh, right. We just, I was about, like, a panic remote, think we just burnt a book I actually need to read. Thank the follow, it's Yuki Desu. Welcome to the stream. And if I mispronounced that, let me know, but I actually feel pretty good about that one. I'll use my hand radio. Oh, another pro tip is you'll find the advanced automated, the automated emergency channel. If you look at a bunch of different radios, don't bother looking at the frequency in game. It changes every single time you start a new world. It is a really good radio station to have, to tune into, and check at least daily. It'll tell you today's weather, tomorrow's weather, if there's any significant weather events coming up. It'll also fill you in on stuff like if the power outage is coming, it'll let you know up to 2 days in advance, and if the helicopter is inbound, it'll let you know. I don't know the exact duration, but a little bit beforehand. So it's really good for when you're trying to figure out what the situation is, coming up with like the weather and going, oh, tomorrow we're expecting very thick fog. Maybe I don't want to go out and do the big hike around. Because maybe that does end badly for me. I have food. How's our water? Did I top that off? I think it did. I usually do. Yeah, we'll top it off again. We're expecting showers and heavy rain. I actually don't care. Tomorrow we have thick fog. Oh, we got helicopter. You know what? All right. So every time we have a helicopter on this channel, we do a prediction. The prediction is pretty straightforward. From this moment, now that we're aware of the helicopter being here, until after the helicopter's left and then I go to sleep, if I take an injury that is ultimately fatal, we did not survive. And then, that would be a fail condition on the prediction. Now, in the event I do survive, where either I get a hit that is non-fatal or I don't get hit at all, again, after the helicopter's left, I go to sleep, then we have survived. So, that prediction's in. Get your predictions in. Where am I going to take this helicopter? I think I know. I think I'm going to take it north of Rosewood. I didn't want to jump over that, but here we are now. That's fine. My plan is basically going to go way to the south. So there's like this area just south of... I'm just going to go down till I find an open spot by Rosewood. Oh, there's a zombie up there. And I mean, I have certainly died to helicopter events before. I'm not counting on it, but It's not the longest of long shots. That said, I'll warn you, we're at probably somewhere in the area of like mid-20s to 30 helicopters this playthrough, so I've done a few. Let's see. Chesty Leru. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. If I got it wrong, please let me know. Caught your stream last night. Would you have lived in the house at the gas station if it wasn't burnt down? Yes, actually that was my initial intention, was to live in. Yeah, Chesty LaRue? Okay. My actual intention when we first started the playthrough was to live in that gas station building. I don't usually do that, but I just didn't want to deal with it this time. And so we actually had plans to very specifically go and live in there, and then it was burned down, and we're like, well, I guess never mind then. The game has spoken, said, you will not be living in this building. Because burned down buildings are beyond sketchy. You can fall through the floor and fracture your leg. Zombies can just walk through your walls. All that kind of stuff. Bony Opiate? Yeah, we're rested. We got a full night's sleep. Raw Storage, when you get the chance, you should check Discord DMs. Caught a screenshot of you lacking on stream. Caught a screenshot of me lacking on stream? Oh. Okay. Just a screenshot from when I was, sitting the desk back down so I looked super short kind of thing. At least that's what I gathered from it. I like that little place. I like your house also, though. The fishing must be great. Yes. So I will warn you, the one downside of that gas station is the way you get to the upstairs is you kind of go in, there's like this back staircase that goes up in. That back staircase is really rough. It depends. I'm not sure how bad this one's going to be. If I get closer to Rosewood, it is going to get worse. But we're going to see how close we get. I am still doing the thing where I'm killing the zombies along the way. Usually, when we get the notification at the time we did, it means helicopter sometime around like 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., somewhere around there. Show up by default. It can do anywhere from 1 to 4 passes that I've seen, usually with 2 and 3 passes being the most common. Dying Brain Sun says, the stream is still live. It's 3 a.m. for me. It is also 3 a.m. for me as well. I usually go to about 4 a.m. my time. Some days I go longer, like, if there's stuff going on or I've got like a particular milestone, it's like, oh, hey, we're almost there. Let's let you know, wrap it up, or, you know, like there's like knock out the one thing. Like that's what happened last night, which I went way later than I should have. We went to 7 a.m. Raul does not care for time. He cares for entertainment. I mean, I also care for time when I start, like, if I get low energy, I will stop. Like, as soon as I get low energy, we'll wrap up. And I just do that because, one, if I'm low energy, I'm not entertaining in any way. I'm not, you know, it gets much harder for me to keep up with chat, so, okay. Uh, 150,000? That's not the most we've had. We've had, I think, like 225,000 is the most we've had for this type of prediction. That's Poity when Poity drops points on prediction. Poity's like, how would you like all them apples? And I believe so far Poity has won every single one of the ones they bet. And I do have to not rush too much, because rolling my vehicle over on some zombie corpses would not be conducive to the helicopter. Because even if I were to die before the helicopter arrives, that would count as a failure in the prediction. Because the idea is my situation in prepping for the helicopter, like once I've acted with how I've known it, was what led to my demise, so therefore it did. But yeah, like last night we wanted to clear Riverside as the end of our stream. Because we were right there, and so I was like, you know what, I'm staying up till it's done. We stayed up till like 7 a.m. my time. That was not the smartest move, but I don't regret it. But yeah, as I was saying, if I get to the point I like get drowsy, like I'm getting low energy, I will always wrap up stream, because like, one, it's not as good for viewership, like for people viewing, I mean, you know, the streamer's not paying as much attention to chat because, you know, they're getting low energy, your ability to focus goes down. You're usually not as entertaining because, you know, you are going low energy, you're not talking as much. In games like Project Zomboid, you get yourself killed, and then your run ends, and it's sad. I have a major Project Zomboid question. Why are all these porta potties locked? I mean, well, it's like they're not available. They're just like there. I don't know. Susan with Kick says, I was like, why don't we have a result for the poll? Oh no, it's not a poll. Then oh, no heli yet. Right. Arufate, the important question. You're not wrong. It's occupied. Fair. And a lot of times when we do the helicopter event, what'll end up happening is like I'll fight the zombies and we'll be going into like the next day kind of thing, because we just chewing down vitamins one after the other to keep the fight going, and so we'll go like a day and a half we've been fighting zombies, and people are like, isn't the poll done yet? It's like, well, technically we haven't slept yet. We're a day and a half later, but we are still technically like no sleep in it. My mind immediately just like in the words of Elgos, just being like, well, you knocked so hard I almost fell in. You know what's in these things? Ugh. Oh, so the mini map down here, that's a world setting. So when you make your map or your world on Sandbox, you have the choice of having the map available at all. So like just like the main map, you have a choice of making the mini-map available, and you also have a choice of pre-populating the entire map, so just, you know, to have that available. We've turned all 3 of those on. You know, just mostly because, like, people ask questions and they'll be like, oh, you know, there's this thing in Louisville, let me show you. Or, oh, there's a thing in Riverside, let me show you. Whereas, if I don't have the map showing, it's like, oh, let me talk about where maybe you could find that thing, but I can't show you because, you know, I don't have the map up. And at this point, I've done the game enough that I really know my way almost pretty much everywhere. Oh, yeah. Yeah, to do the 16x pop runs that we're doing, I have to go to Sandbox to crank up the population. Apocalypse and all that won't have that kind of population. Because for the record, what we're doing is I have the base population set to 4 times, the initial population set to 4 times, the peak population set to 4 times, the peak day being day 1, the helicopter set to sometimes, which is 2 to 3 times a month. And I have the map showing and all that. What do I do with colored light bulbs? You can use them like regular light bulbs, but they're different colors. And that's not me being sarcastic, that's like literally how they actually work in the game. So like if you have a porch light and you go, well, I'm all out of the white light bulbs. Alright, well, I guess just put a green light in, and then your lights are kind of green. It's like better than no light bulb, but you know, kind of whatever. I believe so. I never tried them for that, but I have used them as like porch lights and all that. Yeah, no, it's the same thing with phase with me. It's like, I don't know, I've never tried. I've only replaced porch lights with the colored light bulbs. Rubifate says, now I hate to ask a 3rd question in a row, but can microwaves cook raw foods in PZ? Yeah. Basically, microwaves work the same as just about any other cooking apparatus in the game. It makes food hot. Some foods, like if they're frozen, you'll have to do like 2 or 3 runs in the microwave because it just won't, because it like turns itself off after a minute or whatever. But yeah, it'll cook. Yep. We'll probably have the helicopter any time now, and I'm not where I want to be. Oh. Okay, I should have noticed that zombie. That's on me. Those fields have a lot of trees in it, which is not something I was anticipating. Go away, zombies. I'm trying to get to an open space if you don't mind. Alright, new plan. I think we're going to do this up here. I think I'm going to be able to get to an open space down there. And all these, like, these are normally fields, and they're just, ooh hoo hoo hoo. We were all the way up in 2 wheels. This sucks. I made a mistake coming this way. And I'm turning off the car. That way, if things get real bad, then, you know, the car's at least not going to be overwhelmed. So I made a lot of mistakes in this plan. I had anticipated having space to really work, but all these fields are overgrown with trees. Yeah, what Rubafate says. They just attract zombies. The thing is, the noise range on them is ridiculously large, and every pass they make is that much farther it can potentially draw zombies away from just because of doing multiple passes. So what I'm going to try and do is walk down this way. I'm leaving the car up there, and we're just going to hope this works out. This helicopter should be here pretty much any time. Usually it gets around 1, but we're after that. If one of you would be so kind as to give me a katana, I would most appreciate it for what's about to come. That might be where we actually fight, and I'm not feeling good about it. Because normally I like large open spaces for the helicopter, but I'm fresh out of one of those this direction. Because normally these are like farm fields on the sides of us, but I forgot the fact that we're 10 months in, so trees are overtaking everything. Of course, the machete breaks as we're going into the helicopter. That'll be helpful. Anyone have a video I can watch for tips? Is there a video link from the last month and you already 10 days into the game? YouTube? I know Royal with Cheese has like a tutorial video that's like, hey, and so it's Royale with Cheese, like so our people know what it is. It's Royale with an E on the end. But if you look up Royale with Cheese on YouTube, that... Oh yeah, if you got some, like there, if you hop on the Discord, those would be good to share in the Project Zomboid channel. That'd be a good move. Is that a movie reference? I have no idea. Probably. I never thought to ask. Oh, it's a reference to Pulp Fiction? Makes sense. I figured it probably was, I just didn't want to assume. Alright, helicopter. I really want you to show up before it's dark outside, if you really don't mind. That'd be great. What are the fanciest meals you can make? You can make stuff like pancakes, you can make cake. There's steaks you can cook. You can make stir fry. Not that I necessarily call those things fancy, but they're all nice meals. Like that'll be a big thing when they actually have the animal husbandry thing. One would assume if you're going to have cows, you can potentially actually get more steak after the beginning of the game. Because there's a lot of food you can find at the beginning, like the tacos, the muffins, the steak, all that. Then as you get later in the game, you just can't find stuff necessary to make them and all that. Like once the steak is gone from the world, there's just no more steak. Or like once you're out of ice cream, there's no more ice cream. The ice cream is just gone. Okay, helicopter. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, you start the game and you have ice cream, and then it melts, and then it's sad ice cream, and then you eat the sad ice cream because it's still ice cream, and then there's just no more ice cream. You can never make more ice cream. It's just the world is devoid of ice cream. It's like chocolate. You eat the chocolate, it's delicious and it's wonderful, and then it's gone, and there's just no more chocolate ever again. Yeah. The ice cream, like, sad ice cream is just melted ice cream, which we were joking. It's like, look, if I'm sitting here eating, like, bowls of plain cabbage, and that's what I've been eating for a month, I'm going to be pretty stoked about some melted ice cream. I'm not saying, like, melted ice cream would be my favorite, but if I'm eating literally just cabbage, and someone's like, hey, I've got this I've got this melted strawberry ice cream, I'm going to be like, hell yeah. Strawberry ice cream? I don't care if it's goo. Like, it's a flavor that isn't cabbage. So, I have seen rotten ice cream in game that was not melted once, but only once. Otherwise, you just, like, I still will find melted ice cream that's not rotten in the game. As far as is this actually open over here? This has possibilities. I don't know why this field has been untouched by the tree kind, but this is exactly what I needed to be able to fight. Or kite. Whatever it boils down to. Because my fear was all of these fields that are being overrun by trees. I was like, oh no. Like, there's not a place I can deal with this. But this is perfect. It's not a huge space with these trees in here, but this is excellent. Agreed, Rubuffet. Frozen ice cream is good. Melted ice cream is okay. Refrozen ice cream that's previously melted is just not a good time. Yeah, what's with the helicopter? And like I'm pretty close to Rosewood. We're not like right at Rosewood's door, but we're not far. We're just up the road from Rosewood. So I am expecting a pretty good turnout of zombies, because we've also only cleared this road. Now, the big question is, if it's a one-passer, we probably won't get that much action. If it's two-passer, it'll probably get a bit hectic, and if it's a three-passer, I'm probably going to end up like fighting until we're exhausted and then running away. We'll see. I haven't been bullied away from by a helicopter in quite a while. Yeah, it's really kind of bothering me because if it goes too late, then I'm dealing with the helicopter at nighttime, and that actually is scary. Just like when you have a helicopter and it's heavy fog, that also is very scary. Like that's actually like, no, this is like put on the game phase. Stuff just got real kind of situation. Like, seriously, helicopter. Stop the teasing. Show up already. It's 6 p.m. Okay, it heard me. Have that be just like the way it ends is you survive like 20 years or something, they just nuke it. Like, you know, society has already fallen, it's just like the last survivor outside the exclusion zone, just having sour grapes and being like, it all started here, so we're just nuking it anyways. Generally speaking, the way you set up for the, 1 second. Let's see. Bony Opiate says, is there any way you can set up the help for with the incoming? Not really. If you build defenses, usually you have enough zombies show up that they're pretty irrelevant. The two strategies that people, well, three strategies that people typically have for dealing with the zombies that come from the helicopter is one, if you're in a place like a bathroom with no windows, that kind of thing, it's not always a terrible idea to just camp out and wait out the helicopter. That can be very dangerous. But, you know, there's a certain thing where if the zombies just don't see you, you wait out the helicopter and you deal with it later. The other one is like what I've done is I find a nice open area away from anywhere I'm living or anything like that. You draw the zombies here. If you want, you can fight them. It can be a very bad idea because if you get exhausted, it's going to get you killed. But basically, little zombies swarm here. You just do laps, wait till the helicopter goes away, and then you walk away. And then you're fine. And the third option is the same idea, but you drive a car. You just take the car, not for a fast drive, you just set it to like 10, 15 miles per hour, and you just start cruising around the map. Now, with the zombie populations I'm dealing with, driving the car all over the map actually usually ends very badly for you. Because there are some places like Muldrow, if I try and drive my car through Muldrow, I will not survive. There's just so many zombies, you just can't maneuver your car through them on these pops. You'll get bogged down in the zombies, your car will get damaged, and you'll get overwhelmed and killed in your car. It'll be just your coffin. Yeah, this is going to be one of those ones I'm probably not going to be able to fight it. We'll see. Because as long as they're coming from all sides of me, I can't stop to fight safely. Alright, let's check our positions, get ourselves sorted. Because I want to avoid fighting with them on multiple sides of me as best I can. Because that's where you back into zombies and bad times happen. So like now I've got a gap over here on the right, so I can fight more. Got zombies on the right, so I'm going to turn them around, check clear over bottom. Am I still going to go to that secret base where you have to clear a path? Yes, at some point. That's probably not going to be for a while, though. Like, realistically, we're talking 2-3 weeks of real life time away before I even could consider that. Like, Rosewood has to fall first. Sounds like the helicopter's coming in for another pass. Like I said, each pass usually gets significantly worse than the last one because it's able to draw zombies from farther away by the fact that it goes over the same areas again and again, kind of thing. Alright, let's kill this zombie. Actually, let's kill this one. This one's closest. Yep, that's the reason why that's actually one of the places I'm the most scared of in the entire game is going after that military base. Is just the sheer number of zombies that are going to, one, be in those trees, and then trees. Like, the numbers would be fine, but trees. Right, so I'm going to back off from fighting them for a little bit, let my stamina recover. Because I definitely don't want to push exerted here. We're just going to walk circles around him. Yeah, so you can see how there's more and more coming in from the south and west. That's not unexpected. We'll get some from the north. Probably a few from the east, honestly. South is the place I'd expect to find the most, though. But I am deliberately trying to, like, keep the zombies, like, the big horde between me and what the zombies I see. That way they just get to be part of the horde. I'm gonna have to, like, just take advantage of what I can, though, positioning-wise. What is that? No, that's just a bread knife. But you'll notice, even with these giant numbers of zombies that we're going to slowly build up, you're not going to see me run. Not much. Like, it'll take 2 or 3 steps to avoid intercept, and then I'll go back to walking. Because again, stamina is the real concern here. Not, like, these zombies are a non-threat to me. I can walk in a straight line and just get away. But if I run out of stamina, then I die. Or if I get intercepted, then I die. So I'm just basically trying to ball up the zombies as best we can. We're not doing a burn before someone says, oh, it's time to burn, right? No, we don't. I don't do burns. We're just balling them up. That way they're very predictable of where they will be, which is always right behind me. We're only worried about the roamers that are being brought by the helicopter. Those are the only ones that are really a danger to us, are the roamers. Yep, we are gaining stamina by walking. Yeah, we got a raid from Inverse Flux. Give me a moment, I'm going to get a shout out. So, Inverse Flux, excellent stream if you haven't been there. Also playing Project Zomboid. I do hope your stream went well. And hopefully, the only deaths was the zombies. And if not, hopefully the deaths are at least fun and educational. You caught us at a fun time. As you can imagine by the sounds of a helicopter, the rain happening, the fact it's about to be dark, all simultaneously occurring. Not super excited about any of those things going on, but you know, it is what it is. We're also pretty close to being exerted, which is the reason we're not fighting anymore. I killed probably a good 30 or so when the helicopter first showed up with a pipe. Then we got exerted, so we're like, alright, it's time to bail on the fight. So we're doing the classic, we're going to walk them in circles for a little while, and then I'm going to start stabbing them in the face once the helicopter minds its business. There will be much, much, much stabbing in the face. Much stabbing in the face. But this is a run where we've been doing 16x pop, multiple helicopters, no respawns. That's the zombies don't respawn, so when they're dead, they're dead. We have killed 43,520 zombies, survived 9 months, 27 days, 14 hours. Dr. Ellen Ennis has 4 separate doctorates now, 2 doctorates in medicine and 2 doctorates in surgery. Most people go to college for, 8 years, or should say university, for 8 years, do their residency, all that good stuff. She just walked into the pharmacy with a crowbar and, walked out with a doctorate. That's just, it's a more efficient plan. Much more cost effective, too. And then on top of that, we've got, all sorts of stuff going, wonderful base, all that. We have successfully fully cleared Ekron. We have successfully cleared Riverside. We've successfully cleared the factory warehouse area. That includes the trailer park there. We have cleared the country club. We are just trying to get our first foothold into Rosewood, and the helicopter pilot said no. Oh, this is going to suck real bad when it gets dark. As a reminder, I do have a filter on OBS that makes it about 20-25% brighter for you than it is for me. So it's going to be a rainy, dark night. This may be one of those nights that I just say, this fight is not happening. Cause it's gonna get dark. Like I said, I am just walking him in circles. We're just having ourselves a grand old time. Keeping them all balled up in one place. The zombies behind us are a non-threat. They can't hurt us. We just pretend they don't exist, and they don't exist. The zombies in front of us, however, who move to intercept us, those are dangerous. Those are a bad time. I'm also partly hoping I just see the one zombie with a katana just... Alright, we're drowsy too. Yes. That is absolutely going to help our cause. I think the helicopter is pieced out. And I think I'm going to take that suggestion from the helicopter as I'm watching all the zombies flow in the direction of the car that we turned off our engine and radio and all that, just to be cautious. That's not good. Because this is going to get super dark and I'm not going to be able to see anything. So this is 100% the kind of fight that you die doing. Like, I will not engage this fight. Thanks so much for the follow. Forkin, welcome to the stream. So we're just going to pretend none of this is happening. Thank you for the follow. Hella Klein, TH, welcome to the stream. So, oh, and I don't have a flashlight either, so you know that's... Yeah, like that zombie, didn't see it at all until it got into the sidewalk. Which is the reason I'm like, no, if it wasn't pouring rain at night, I would probably fight that. And people will 100% back me up that I have sat there and fought with like 300 and 400 zombies just poking them with a knife all night long. Sucking down vitamins one after the other. But I don't mess with rainy nights. Bad weather in this game is how you don't see the thing that comes to kill you. That's also why you keep seeing me zoom in, is so I can actually try and watch for the zombies more carefully. Let's see. Elgoso says, discretion is the better part of valor, as they say. Rubafate says, by the way, Raul, do you know your follower notification blocks your webcam, right? That's probably not that big a deal. I'm okay with that. Oh, it is getting dark. Not a fan. And those zombies are all still behind us. I don't care. We're walking. If I wasn't scared of running in the field, I would just walk behind a tree and ditch them real fast. But right now, like that zombie there, I would walk over and just walk right into that zombie's open arms. It'd be a bad time. So I'm just walking. We're gonna get our truck. And I don't care if I have to like zip around zombies. This is a... Oh, here, I forgot. We made this for a reason. The objective has changed. Today's objective is not reach Rosewood. Today's objective is don't die. If I get the chance, I think it would be nice to put the far right middle between the webcam and the mini-map. How would that fit between the webcam and the mini-map? There's like no space there. Unless you mean like make it super duper small. Or did I miss something? I could have missed context because I'm kind of in focus mode. Now, the next danger is, the route I would like to take driving home is south. But that's where the zombies are, versus the east route we haven't cleared. Between the minimap and the watch. Oh, okay. Oh, right. I can read things. My mind went webcam. And so I was like, but those are next to each other. Yeah, so you're just saying basically take the notifications and bump them to the right a little. Or bump them up and right. So, this should be interesting, because there's no road here I can reasonably take. It's all been overgrown. So I need to go on a road I haven't cleared yet. That's narrow. That's a meta event. So this is actually kind of a kind of not good place. We are definitely off balance right now because we are sleepy. The route we cleared is blocked by a helicopter's worth of zombies. We did successfully manage to get in here. I could just... Yeah, I'm going to take a chance just going to the military base, or not military base, Jesus. The boot camp here. And just, honestly, driving, or not driving, walking where I cannot see. Please don't screw me, Project out. Get this out of the way. This is one of those cases I need to see every inch of my screen. We're staying zoomed in. Okay, the actual, like, that shink noise the song made right there, I thought a zombie is coming from the right. Like, we're on high alert right now. Yeah, that's the plan, is I'm trying to get into this area we've cleared previously. The issue is, as I mentioned before, I do have a, here, I'll actually show you. So, you can see what you're seeing here on the stream. Let me show you what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. So, the ground be scary. Because like I said, I put a filter on to make it so you can see better. But yeah. This is the boot camp just north of Rosewood. Ah, there's a tree there that I can't see around. There's a picnic bench. I can see the picnic bench. The walls I can see. These I can see really well. And this one should be safe. We've cleared this before. And I'm going to just assume a zombie hasn't seen us, walk right in, close the door, and go right into bed. And if I'm wrong, I'll hear banging on the door, we'll wake up, and we'll deal with it.